And we are live. Yeah. This is Poggy. I'm Wolfie. This is technically the Thanksgiving show. It's a little far off, but today's the Thanksgiving show. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Even though it's a little sad and down and out. And also, before we jump more into the show, let's just get the worst thing out of the way, which is Brock Purdy is out, and so is Nick Bosa. So, fuck! That's pretty much the case. And that's the loudest I'll be because I have neighbors over here, and I just want to bring that energy to you guys to let you know that this fucking sucks.
Yep.
It's gonna hurt. So we're gonna talk about 49ers versus Packers, obviously. Maybe even talk about 49ers versus Seahawks because we haven't gotten an opinion of Poggy yet. Then we're gonna talk about the odds, obviously, for the 49ers versus Packers. Brock Purdy's out, Bosa's out, obviously I said. Trent is expected to play. So that's a bonus. He is supposed to be out there during warmups and stuff, and he's expected to play, but that's no guarantee, obviously. Daniel Jones, we talked about this before in the week, but we'll get Poggy's opinion on this. Should we pick him up? I feel like I already know his answer. Favorite Thanksgiving dish, just for fun, just to talk about a little bit of Thanksgiving, something a little bit different, just throw it out there. It's holidays.
Yum.
And then, that's pretty much on the docket. And if then we'll do predictions. And then we'll talk about if Big Pog is winning in the race or not. For
is that even a question?
It's a question. It's a question.
Oh, is it a question? Oh, okay.
Debo Prod's in the house. Good to see Debo Prods.
Yeah.
Strawberry Rex in the house.
What's up, Strawberry?
All right, let's go. Good to see you guys. Let's go ahead and talk about this game coming up. 49ers versus Packers, 1:25 Pacific time. All right, so first let's just go and dive into it. 49ers versus Packers, we're fucked. Theoretically, we are fucked. However, I still have hope and I still believe that we can win this game. I just actually looked up, this might be random, but I just looked up what the 49ers offense is. Right now, they're second in offense. Did you know that, Poggy?
Yeah, third.
Third in offense. That is insane. Yeah. Actually, I thought they would be a lot lower.
Fourth in defense. We have a top 5 caliber team. It's just we don't play like it.
Do you think
these stats are surprising? It's surprising. It's the scoring that's the issue, right?
It's the red zone issue, yeah, right?
It's a red zone, and it's the points for and points against, right? I think we're outscored by like 2 points or something like that. I think it was. I can't remember. Or maybe we're outscoring our opponents by 2. It's something really close that we're really close to being scored or outscored by the opponents, So it just we're a good team. We just can't figure out how to not get scored on and put up more. Either we have to put up more points in the other team, or we just can't stop them. We just can't stop them from scoring. That's our issue.
Yeah, we just can't stop them scoring. Brew on First Things First, which is one of the analysts on one of these talk shows, he made a good point where it was like Brock Purdy with 2 minutes left, or whatever, got it was like a 1-score game against the Rams. Same thing for the Cardinals, and the same thing for can't remember the other game was, and we end up losing those games, and it's actually the defense that fails to get those stops. And that's actually kind of a good point. I never actually thought about that. That Brock Purdy does his job in the lap somewhere in the 2 minutes, under 3 minutes area, gets the points to take the lead, and the defense doesn't do anything to stop it. Right now, if it wasn't for the defense, in my opinion, we would be 7-3 if you think about it. Because the Rams game, that's defense. The Cardinals game, that was defense. We'd be 7-3 right now if it wasn't for the slow defense, in my opinion.
There were some games offense kind of did their thing where there were some bad reads. There were some off games for Purdy. It's not his best season. I will say that. This seems like a sophomore slump to me for him. Even though he's still putting up pretty good
slump in his first season, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like he's still putting up pretty good stats. I mean, I'm just saying, but what you've seen compared to last season, this isn't as good of a season. Yeah, and a lot of injuries around him, things like that. So it's building rapport with other receivers, trusting in rookies. So, I mean, it is what it is. As a Niner fan, either we're on top or we're at right now. So,
Papa J in the house. Good to see you.
What
Good
up,
to see you. I
Papa?
made you a mod. You're officially a mod. I want you to know that. I figured it out. My dumb ass figured it out. It took a minute, but I figured it out. Strawberry says third in offense with Brock, not with Brandon Allen. That's a very good point. That's a good point. I think personally, though, if you think about it, it's last in separation. That means Kyle Shanahan is not scheming it up the same. So how much is it actually on Brock Purdy when like Brock Purdy has to deal with last in separation, has to deal with the last time I checked was third in yak, and the red zone issues. I know Brock Purdy in the red zone. Okay, he makes those throws in the tight window throws if he has to. That I feel like I'm not going to put this on Purdy. A lot of people want to, but I feel like this is more of a Kyle thing. And Kyle tries something new this year, and it's just not working. That's how I look at it.
I can see that. It just, I mean, there's a lot of flaws that Shanahan has, and I always, me, I always wanted Saleh as our head coach. So
Yeah, you love
I love Saleh.
You would trade him
love
right now
Saleh.
for Saleh for sure.
I would trade him. Oh yeah, hands down for Saleh. I love Saleh. But
yeah, I think Saleh is definitely just a product of what Aaron Rodgers is like in the end.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers runs that team, and it shows right now in New York. I mean, they're a mess. So,
Fucking funny laughing at them. Yeah,
I mean, I think Shanahan needs to bring in some help.
Brandon Allen is starting Dobbs.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's kind of so that's just for the year in general. As for that 49ers versus Seahawks game, the moment you knew that Bosa was out, it's just like how we're going to approach this game exactly the same. Once Bosa's out, expect that offense to start scoring, okay, and expect them to have that. If they have the ball with 2 minutes left, right, and Bosa's not out there, you can count on them scoring pretty much. Considering how bad the defensive line has been, when Nick Bosa has been the only thing that's been good, we can appreciate Malik Collins. We can appreciate Samo, but they're not bona fide superstar caliber players on the D line. They need Nick Bosa out there to really kind of perform. They're nice, but they're not something you can rely on to be like, okay, they're going to get a stop. Oh, hey, they're going to make this play. Oh, hey, they're going to make the D line better. Yeah. No, this without Nick Bosa, once you knew he was out, you can count on Geno Smith going down there and scoring. Did the 49ers get screwed over because of that back-to-back timeout? I don't know if you heard about that, Poggy. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did.
The back-to-back timeout thing, they did get screwed over for that. I'm not going to lie. At first, I was like, no, because it wouldn't have mattered, whatever. But it would have been 4th and 1, I think at their 35, their 35, and we could have got a field goal. We could have gone for it. It would have changed the approach completely different. So I do think we got screwed over. However, the defense needs to stop Geno Smith there. Like
Geno Smith. Yeah. I mean, we had ample of opportunities to put that game away, and we just didn't do it. So, I mean, I hate going back and saying that one play. Yeah, I mean, one play can impact the game, of course, but there were ample opportunities that we had that we could have ran away with that game, and we just didn't. So, it's not the same team as it was last year. So we just got to realize that we're not that team.
But do you think we should have beat the Seahawks, though?
Yeah, we should have beat the Seahawks.
Or 10%.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's no reason they should have been in that game. Like, Seahawks, they have not. They started off strong and then just, and we're just right there with them. Just, it's like diarrhea running down your leg.
Fourth quarter, every single.
That's what we're doing.
They could perform for first, second, third quarter fantastically. Then for some reason, once the defense hits the fourth quarter, it's I don't know. It's the gates just open. The threshold just collapses. They can't stop anything. Like seriously, I don't know how many games where they've been awesome throughout the game, and then suddenly you can count on them choking hard. People want to blame Kyle Shanahan for that, but I think it's more the defense when it comes to that. Because if you're scoring 20-plus points, at what point are you saying, okay, the offense scored enough points, now the defense just needs to keep doing its job? At some point, you got to start looking at that. And I know, and I do agree that Kyle's scheme is not the same. I do agree with that.
It doesn't look. It doesn't look the same, and it doesn't feel the same. And I think there's a lot. I don't know what's going on there. there's something weird going on there, and it just doesn't feel like it's the same play call, the same style. We're not playing the same football we did last season, and it hurt us this season. So whatever he did this season, it didn't work. And
Totally.
I don't know why you would do that when you had a winning scheme last season.
I know. Readjust the scheme. Like, don't like do some fun things with it. Tweak it a little bit. Don't go all out and change, because it looks completely different. It is shotgun left and right. It's constantly shotgun.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, now I say that, maybe it's because they were counting on CMC being there so they could be in shotgun a lot more frequently. That I can understand, and that could completely screw over the scheme. But you shouldn't do that based on one fucking player, though. You get one player, that player can get hurt. He's shown that he gets tired towards the end of the season, because CMC towards the end of the season was not the same. He was still good, but he wasn't the same towards the end. So you can't. It's so crazy.
Could have been that Achilles, yeah. But I mean,
putting all your eggs in one basket on a player is that's crazy,
ridiculous, especially when you have so much talent on the team. So yeah, I don't like that.
And especially if you know that your backup and Jordan Mason and Garendo can't do all the things CMC. If you had like two guys who are like that, like CMC in the backfield, I could see why you would because the chance of you losing both your running backs is relatively low. But Mason's not that type of guy.
You have two guys you have a guy that can run the ball, you have a guy that can catch the ball, so you should utilize them. But the problem is he wants to rely on one guy so heavily that's what hurts us. And it's like, dude, I know CMC's the star of the team, but you have a plethora of weapons and you're not utilizing them like you should, and like how to. And that's what's crazy about that.
Well, a lot of people want to say it's ego of Kyle Shanahan because he wants like all the credit, mostly because if Brock Purdy throws passes to Kittle, throws passes to Ayuk, throw passes to Debo consistently, he's going to end up getting more of the credit for being awesome. So some people think like he's forcing the running back issue because he can do anything with any running back, right? And now he has a superstar running back.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Of course, yeah.
So that it could be an ego thing, maybe, but I do think he was just trying something different this year, and injuries, people holding out kind of screwed it over. But at the same time, it does not. It's efficient from 1 to 80-yard line, but I'm surprised he hasn't figured out a way to like adjust his new offense in the red zone. Because if he did that, suddenly this changes. This offense is probably better than last year. I actually think that so many times we've been down the red zone.
We could have put up a lot more points than we have this season if they would have figured out the red zone.
So it's almost as if he was like, no, let's just keep doing the same thing, hammer the same thing, because we'll get it. It's more of Brock Purdy not figuring it out. It's more the offensive line not figuring it out. And so I'm going to be stubborn and just be like, okay, let's just keep going until we figure it out. And it's like,
my way's the right way. It's going to work. You just have to figure it out. And it's like, no, dude, it's not working. Your way's not working one bit. So
you should be doing that with if you do this next year where all the players are older, so you're trying to move on to other players, so you want that transition. I get that, but you still have majority of those players who are familiar with that older scheme, such as Debo, Christian McCaffrey's familiar with it, Kittle, Warner. I know he's on defense, but still they kind of affect each other. Ayuk even. What I'm trying to say is like this was not the time to experiment with a new offense. Your Super Bowl window is open. If you did this next year and you were kind of slowing down, the players getting older, I feel like a lot of people would be a lot more lenient. You're like, well, players are getting older. The offense, it's old, and then you've got new players, so they're transitioning. That would make more sense. This year, everyone was like, okay, we went to the Super Bowl. We got to get back to the Super Bowl. Let's just keep doing the same thing that we're doing dominantly. We're bringing back the same players who were dominant last year to here. And it's like, let's try something completely different. Let's get a new defensive coordinator. I understand that you had to, but I feel like there could have been better options out there for defense.
Yep.
I don't know. But I do think the defense, I do think Nick Sorensen is figuring it out towards the end. He's starting to figure out the beginning part fucked us over with the Rams.
Still bring back Saleh. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 10%. I still bring back Saleh, dude. No doubt. Joshua Dobbs is actually a good QB. I don't know about that. I think he makes miracle plays, like every now and again. Ronnie Bell catches that pass, and we beat the Rams. That's true. That's true. Ronnie Bell dropped like 5 passes. Yeah, he's terrible.
He's terrible.
I don't know why he's on the fucking team. I don't think he's been hurt, Papa. Maybe banged up a lot. He's talking about Brock Purdy. possibly being hurt. It's possible, but
his shoulder, I think it's his throwing arm too.
It's his right shoulder. And that was the one I think he dived with against the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Where he was going out and he dived. And that's where people were speculating that he, hurt himself. Yeah, privilege. Hey, it's just because you're awesome. Papa J, you're clutch, man. You're clutch every time. Purdy threw some dimes to Ronnie Bell and he dropped it. Yeah, he did. Who's AB? Who's QB? It's going to be Brandon Allen, says infamous Cheesehead. Welcome to the stream. What up? No, bro, we're cooked. Nick Bosa's not even playing. No, he's not. Dobbs has more win in four more starts than Brandon Allen. It really doesn't matter. If Dobbs gives you a better percentage, it's like true.
Yeah.
Kind of a point there, except for he can escape the pocket, like if a play breaks down. Brandon Allen can do he could probably figure out the offense, knows the offense well, and does all the things that Kyle Shanahan wants him to do, while Dobbs has been known to kind of look at his first read and then go off and do something himself. So now that you think about it, Brandon Allen probably is a perfect Kyle Shanahan quarterback because he doesn't want to rebel, Yeah. Dobbs has some experience. Nick Bosa's out pounds love is going to have all day to throw in.
Mm-hmm.
Is Hargrave back? He is not. He's not going to be back for a while.
Unless we make a deep playoff run.
He shotgun more because of Brock, not CMC. He's comfortable in shotgun. He does well out of shotgun. Brock Purdy's comfortable with turning his back to the defense on play action. Yeah. So I don't know about that. Just lob it to Kittle. I know.
Yeah.
McKeon in the house. Keep the 49ers to win is use all three running backs. It's possible. I mean, if Kyle Shanahan wins this game, what do you think? What will that say about him? Poggy?
Well, it depends on how we win it.
Oh shit.
I mean,
depends on how we win it.
I think we'd have to win it defensively more than offensively. I think our defense has to really shut down their offense. But yeah, I mean, we could win it with our running game, but you still have to rely on Josh Allen to throw that ball. So they're gonna Brent. Yeah, Josh Allen. Jesus.
I know someone's gonna scorch you in the comments. So I gotta make sure you.
Yeah, it's been a long morning, but yeah, I mean, they're gonna challenge us to pass the ball. I think they're gonna jam the box up and just challenge us to pass the ball, and they're gonna shadow CMC. So it's gonna be. I don't know. I think Brandon Allen's going to have his hands full today trying to throw the ball.
And
I think it's going to have to be our defense that pulls through for us. And without Bosa there, it's going to be really it's going to be really tough. I mean, you got no pressure. No pressure.
Yeah, if Jordan
and they have a pretty good running game, so
that's true. Josh Jacobs is a stud. I don't know who their other running back is, but I think they're going to do fine. I think offensively, we got nothing to fear. I know Fred Warner is out there. I get that secondary, but when you got no pass rush and no pressure being involved, it's not even a little bit of pressure. It's like there's going to be zero pressure. If Jordan Love is a great quarterback, if Jordan Love is as good as advertised, he should torch this defense. He should completely go 30-plus points against this defense. If there's anything short of that, I'm judging the shit out of Jordan Love.
I don't know if he's going to go 30-plus points, but he should have time in that pocket.
He's being paid a top quarterback. You got to expect
we still have pretty good. We still have a pretty good secondary, and depending on if we can keep their offense off the field, and we're able to keep. I mean, our running game is going to be key here, right? If we're able to run the ball, utilize the three running backs that we have instead of just depending on CNC to run it 50 times, I think we do have a better chance, right? Because if we can control the clock with them and just get the ball at Allen's hands fast, just short passes to Kittle, Debo, you got CMC, and then you got the monster out there, I mean, it's.
So what you're saying is you just got to make sure that you get those short, you got to use Purdy, not Purdy, but you got to use Brandon Allen like a true backup quarterback and just do dunks to your playmakers.
Let him get those yak yards. Let
Debo do his thing. He hasn't been doing it.
CMC Kittle's been doing it. CMC and Kittle, I mean, they'll get you yak yards.
I don't know about CMC. CMC is still working his way back. He doesn't look the same.
I think he'll be fine.
You think this is the game that he comes back? We're going to need it.
After what he's been, I mean, he's played 2 full games, and he's been out there way more than I thought he would be. So I think he's going to be fine. I think CMC will be fine.
Season's not over. This is how I look at it. Man. We have 2 lives left. People who've been in my life have seen this before, and I've talked about this. We have 2 lives left. Okay, we are 5-5, not whatever, and 8. Once we hit 8 losses, I think it's over. Okay, the 49ers can steal a win. It is possible. The 49ers can become a trap game for the Bills or Lions. I know that's saying a lot, but it's possible for a lot of these games. It's still possible to win these games. It's still possible to go to playoffs. I'm not giving up. We still have 2 lives. We lose this game, I still think we have 1 life left. We lose that life, then guess what? We have no more lives left. And then we go from there. It just sucks. It just sucks because you're seeing it from afar and you're like, okay, the chance of this happening is very, very high. So you're just looking at doom and gloom. When really there is still a potential to win and go to playoffs. We've seen the Giants, who were the 6th seed, I think, because they weren't 7th seed at the time, I don't think. They went to the Super Bowl. Right, and they were shit that year, and they won. Right, I think the Ravens during the Super Bowl when they played us, they had a shit season, I think, and then they just did awesome in the playoffs and they won. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying if it happened before, it means it's possible to happen to us. It's not over yet until it is over. So I'm not going to say that, but I will definitely say if you want to say we're going to lose this game or whatever, I see where you're coming from. But we got to believe. We got to believe. It's not over. It's not over.
That glimmer of hope in your eyes.
I
mean, I mean, we're last in the division, right? We're 1-3 in our division. I mean, the only hope you have is, right, the Seahawks are 1-2. They still have to play a few more games in the division. You hope they lose out. You hope the Rams lose out. You hope maybe the Cardinals win the division and we get that second seed, that last seed. That's all you can kind of hope for, because at this point, I think Arizona is probably going to win the division, more than likely, depending on how today goes. It's such a hard division to call because you think one team's skyrocketing, and then all of a sudden they lose, and you're like, well, I didn't see that one coming. I didn't see them losing to this scrub of a team. And, you know, we're just that bad of a conference right now that there's really no dominant team in our conference. Yeah. So you're right that we still have a glimmer of hope, but we're definitely on a thin line that's ready to break, that could snap at any time. And injuries don't help us get there. Every win counts, and losing today is just another, you know, that line is just stretching thinner and thinner.
We're about to get to that last straw on the camel's back.
And our schedule does not get any easier. We got the Bills next week, and then we got the Lions. Like that, we could lose.
Bills sometimes play down to their competition, though. Like
we could lose. I'm just saying we could lose 3 games. You know what I mean? So it just, we have to be careful. Yeah, we have to be careful. I think this is a very important game. I think if we could squeak out a win here, there's a lot of hope to our season. But if we do lose, you have to win against the Bills. You're going to have to challenge the Lions and hopefully win against the Lions.
You're going to have to beat the Bills. You just have to beat the.
You do have to beat the Bills.
No, you're right.
Because you have to assume the Cardinals.
Because then there's the Green Bay Packers and Lions.
Cardinals have an easy schedule. Cardinals have an easy schedule out, right? Besides in division, they have a pretty easy schedule on the way out. So I'm gonna say that, you know, it's gonna be tough for us. So
yeah, I think we can, if we win this, you're right. If we have to win one of these 2 games, because we can be realistic with the Lions game. They win without a quarterback, man. They could do all sorts of things. They're a very dominant team, probably the best team in the NFL right now. Our best chances, I would say, it's still possible to beat the Lions, just a very low chance. There's just but yeah, I agree. Our best chances are against this team, the Green Bay Packers, and the Bills. And out of all the 3 teams, the Packers are probably the easiest one out of the 3.
If we had Purdy, it would have been a lot better. Purdy and Bosa would make me feel more confident about that going on the road.
Yes.
I don't think the Packers are that good of a team. And I think that we could have challenged them with our starters. The problem is now we're coming in with a backup, and I felt like this
And our
was
depth is
not a
bad,
must
too.
win, but I felt like this was a game not a must win, but it is. We do need a win. We do need a win.
We
I
need to
don't
win
know.
so
This
bad.
is not. Yeah, we're just not. I don't know. You can say the chances are getting slim for us, and making the playoffs, it's going to be really hard if you look at all the other teams that are still in there. Because I mean, you look at the NFC North, right? You got Green Bay at 7-3, Minnesota at 8-2, and Detroit at 9-1. So we may not even make that 7th spot. So I mean, there's a lot of good teams out there. Let's say Arizona makes it, Atlanta makes it, Detroit makes it.
We could go 5-8 in
7,
2 weeks. In 2 weeks, or you mean 3? Because we're 5. Well, I guess this one, and you're counting 2 weeks after. If you want to look at that way.
Yeah.
It's definitely possible,
Jake.
yeah. But I'm
not
not going to sit here and be like, that's what's going to happen.
If we lose this game and the game against the Bills, I'm going to say our season's pretty much over. We should start resting players a little bit. Yeah, let Purdy rest his shoulder, start thinking about next season, because it's not worth it. And the injuries that we've taken this season, you don't want to aggravate an injury and bring it into next season. I mean, at this point, I almost, if Purdy's shoulder's bad enough that he's maybe doubtful for next Saturday, sit him. Just count the season. I mean, because we have a tough schedule. We have a really tough schedule, and there's still. I mean, the North is running.
Let's bring up the schedule real quick. Let's bring up the schedule real quick, so we can really look at it. Okay, together.
I mean, if you look, and then if you look at the standings, we're not. I mean, we're 10th right now by standings, by standards. So,
we're 10th right now through all. But are we tied with anybody though?
In the playoff picture, no. Seattle's ahead of us.
So Seattle and the Rams. We're tied with them though.
Seattle and the Rams are ahead of us, but they're 8th and 9th. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the Commanders are number 7.
They just have to lose to, like you said, they just have to lose their divisional games, which is possible. And then,
but what I'm saying right now, it looks like we have to win our division to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I can see that. I still think it's possible.
We probably have like less than a 50% chance of making the playoffs, I would say.
We've got I'd say lower than that, actually. No, I know I'm trying to sound positive here.
No, I'd say less than a 50% chance. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's
probably
pretty
in the
bad.
30s. I mean, it's not going to be good for us.
Man, Greg Dayton is just not happy. So he's feeling emo right now, man. It's like, we're not gonna win, dude.
It's all right, Greg. Being a Niner fan all my life, you have the ups and downs. The last time, I mean, I saw the Super Bowl, our Super Bowl wins back in the late 80s and 90s, and that was it, right? So, I mean, being here through all the losses and things like that, I mean, it kind of, that's what happens. I mean, you can't. That's tough. So, yeah, Arizona plays Seattle today, which they're in Seattle. Seattle beat us. I think it could be a tough game for Arizona. It could be one of those trap games that Arizona could come in and lose. It's a wet field. It's open. That could, give Seattle the slight edge up there, which could be good for us, right?
Could be. I don't know, man. I just the window is small, and it's obviously shrinking. And what for I got us, one question I have to ask. I'm not with Greg Strawberry. You can be with Greg. If you guys want to be with Greg, I understand. You wanna go the Greg route. I'm not gonna judge you for it. But until we get those 2 losses, I'm not. I've seen crazy shit in this NFL world. Mm-hmm. I've seen things happen. I understand that Brandon Allen's out there, but sometimes you see a backup come in, and in their first game, they play great. They win games somehow. They're elite somehow. They do something
And
great.
you also have to
That's what it is.
realize that a lot of the teams in our division haven't even played each other yet.
Yeah.
Arizona plays Seattle today, and then 2 weeks later plays them, and then plays us again. I think they play the Rams again, don't they? Like, I think the Cardinals have only played 2 in division games.
Let me look at the hold on.
If you go to the standings right now, Arizona's 2-0 in the division. LA's 2-1. Seattle's 1-2. We played 4 in division games. We're 1-4. So there's still a chance there that these teams could lose, 2 or 3 games here, and then we're back in the division, right?
Yeah.
So you guys have to, we need to win these games, but they could lose these games also, right? And we could go 8-9 or 9-8 and still win the division. Like,
technically, yeah.
It's not impossible, but I do agree. I think there's a slim chance that we don't make the playoffs. It depends on our injuries too. Like,
so today, Cardinals versus Seahawks. Who do you want to win? You want the Seahawks to win?
I want the Seahawks to win because I need them to bring the Cardinals down in our division. Yeah, and then they'll play them again, and then the Cardinals can win. As long as we can win some games and we keep jumping up with our win-loss percentage, and then we play them week 18, we could beat the Cardinals.
So you need a split, really. You need
we need them to
Seahawks and Cardinals
win,
split.
lose, win. Yeah, so I'd rather them lose today, Seattle go down to Arizona, lose, then I feel better about our situation. So it's all dependent on these other teams, right? It's not so dependent. Yeah, we need to win too, obviously, but
you got to pay attention. It's not only in our hands; it's also in their hands too. Like they could choke that away. They
Strawberry. I know.
Seahawks are having a bad. Seahawks are not looking great themselves. Like they're having bad games here and there, and we split with them. So it's very possible that they can split with the rest of the division, like you said, and it's very possible for us to still be in it because people are looking at the grand picture of things, especially considering how last year we were like number 1 seed, and that was the whole debate. Like, can we get number 1 seed? Now it's like, can we even get into playoffs? Now you need to shrink the conversation down to division, where everyone's 5-5, 5-5, 5-5, and 6-4. And like you said, the other teams, like the Seahawks, have not played the Cardinals. Cardinals haven't played the Seahawks. There's still questions in the air. And you are right that if the Cardinals end up just taking the whole division, win all these games, they're going to win the division, obviously.
And then we're out of the playoffs.
And we're probably out of the playoffs.
We're not making the playoffs at that point. But, I mean, if we win, let's say we beat at Los Angeles and we beat Arizona, that's 3-3 in our division. And let's see, Arizona loses Seattle. They lose to the Rams. They go maybe they lose. Well, fuck, we almost need them to lose.
Then we play them last game. The last game we play them.
Yeah, we need
that would be a crucial game.
Yeah. So we need Seattle to, you know what I mean? Like we need to look at it as we need more wins than them, and we need to win out in our division. No,
well, we could tie them as long as they split.
Well, we need but we need more wins in the division than Seattle and the Rams. That's what I'm saying. Like if we can get those Seattle and the Rams, we beat out the Rams, we beat out the Cardinals. Then we're 3-3 in the division. That gives us 7 wins. We can win a couple games on the road. Yeah, it's tough.
This kind of leads into the next thing. Do you think that if the 49ers do not make the playoffs, Kyle Shanahan to be fired, or do you think he should just be on the hot seat for next year?
I think he should be on the hot seat, and I think him and John Lynch should really think about bringing in some help. His style of offense, people are figuring out. There's defensive coordinators out there that have figured him out that can beat him. He needs some help to kind of tweak some things. So he needs to
Kyle Shanahan's going to do something like that, though?
No, he's too egotistical. The guy, he's all about himself. I mean, the Shanahans have always been about themselves, right? They're always big egos. So as much as you love him, you gotta realize what you're getting with him. So, I mean, a lot of these coaches, if they could get past their ego, they probably have a winning schedule, you know?
Yeah. Well, you're pretty much saying that he's going to end up getting fired, though, in the end. If you're saying that's
I
the
think
only
so.
way, in the end, he's going to end up getting fired next year. I do agree that I think it would be
I think he's going to be
too quick
gone
to pull the
after
trigger to be like, fire him this year. He's
Mhm.
allowed to have a bit down season. He's
Yep.
allowed to have that after all the success he's currently had throughout the years. He deserves another chance. You can't just
And
fire
we
him.
still
We did the same thing with Jim
outscored.
Harbaugh. He had a
So,
great year, then went 8-8, and then we fired him. And it was like,
yeah.
well, he's still a great coach, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just we need to. Lynch should kind of take control of the team like the general manager should, and be like, I'm bringing in you some help. We need to make
Whether you
sure we
like it or
get
not.
this team back on track. Right here's where we struggled. We need to make sure you guys are working together. Maybe you shouldn't be making all the play calls. Maybe we should have, you know what I mean? Like we need there has to be some things. We need to let Purdy. He's a seasoned quarterback. Let him make some audibles. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean? Like just maybe it's time to change some things because obviously your way isn't working.
Especially this
anymore.
new offense. There's still questions because like he is doing something new. You're right, people figured him out, but they figured out this new offense a lot quicker. Like whatever you're doing here, they figured out a lot quicker, except for between the first and 80-yard line, like I said, between 8 yards. But it's I totally agree. But you're pretty much saying you predict the future that in the end,
either next season or the season after. If we let's say we make the playoffs next season, he's off the hot seat, right? Like, but if he has another shit season next season, I'd say it's time to move on. Start looking elsewhere.
Do you think he gets somewhat of a pass for all these injuries and the holdouts and the drama and all? Like, there's got to be some sort of like you got to give him an excuse for that because this is 49ers 2020 bad when it comes to injuries. It's that bad.
I guess. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because
Andy
the
Reid
offense
was on this team. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But if Andy Reid was on this team, do you think he'd still perform? Do you think another head coach will be able to perform with this roster?
Probably.
That's the question.
Maybe. I don't know. It's too hard to tell, right? It's too hard to know. Maybe their style wouldn't match this offense, and maybe this offense would be pure shit, or maybe it would be even better. Who knows? I mean, you would never really be able to tell that.
Well, if the question to ask though, because because it's that bad of injuries and the holdouts and it's just that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about
someone can do good with this roster. Do you think someone could go to the playoffs with this roster? And that how much he's winning these games? There's actually like, oh my crap, he's actually doing a lot with less. Maybe. Yeah. I'm just trying to look at the glass half full. That maybe we're being too harsh on him because of.
I don't know. I mean, it just no. Yeah. I mean, the injuries are pretty big on him, but I mean. Whatever. I mean, I think he will probably be on the hot seat. I think it's not going to be depending on how next season goes. But, a lot of that, our Super Bowl runs and things like that, that was a lot of our defense was there too. Our offenses wasn't explosive. We weren't the top offense in the NFL. We were the top defense in the NFL. And what's the percentage of defenses that have won Super Bowls in the last 20 years? It's been dominant defenses, not offenses. Sure. So maybe we need to start thinking defensive-minded coaches. I'm liking
Nick Sorensen though. The second half of the season, I like him. I understand that, but like he was working with a Bosa-less defense against the Seahawks in that situation. Again, you expected that to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like the second half, Nick Sorensen has been figuring it out. In that Bucks game, that was special teams. That was the reason why they were even close. So I think Nick Sorensen's figuring it out. I think we should give him a little bit of props, and that's why should not be fired. Kyle Shanahan should not be fired. There's another reason like that. It's because Nick Sorensen is better this second half to the point where he might be elite next year with the experience that he currently has.
Yeah.
So this team, I feel like this team is set up for a good future.
We're definitely we're still a good team. We're still a great team. We should be. I mean, we should be winning this division hands down. But with the injuries, I mean, there's been a lot of issues. So that's okay. I mean,
hold on, I got to give some hellos to people because I've been holding off a little bit. Santa Clara in the house. Good to see it. Good to see it. Good to see it. I love your energy. I love your positivity. Let's go. Trap game. We're going to win this shit. Let's go. And if we win this game, dude, I swear to God, Kyle Shanahan deserves credit. He deserves a lot of credit because he's expected to lose this game. He should lose this game just because that offense should just take off. Their offense should take off. Our offense should struggle. Their defense isn't great, but it's better. It should be better than ours without Bosa. Everything is pointing towards them winning. If I was a gambling man, obviously I would put my money on the Packers. But there's still a scheme aspect to this, right? And the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan's always been good to scheme up against the Packers. Always has, right? So maybe there's a scheme out there he could whip out, pull out of his ass, and be like, hey, we're going to win this game. I'm telling you right now, if he wins this game, I want everyone to stop giving Kyle Shanahan shit because there's no fucking way he should win this game. All odds are against him.
Depends on how we win. Hold on. It depends on how we win.
Okay. What is the scenario in which we win?
If the defense wins the game, I mean, the defense wins the game and the offense is shit, I'm not giving them credit for that.
All right. So what if we lose, but we score 20 plus points?
If we lose and we score 20 plus points, then we lost.
But I know, but do you give credit to Kyle Shanahan for scoring 20 plus points with Brendan Allen? Because we expect the defense to falter, right?
I would expect us to still put up some points. You have too many weapons on that offense for Allen to not somewhat succeed. I think Allen should be able to get the ball out of his hands quickly, and that he should be able to scheme around three running backs that we have. So I find it hard that he can't make something work for Allen. That's not – sorry, Greg. I don't know. You might have to wait another 30 years.
You lived through all the Super Bowls, man. You're fine. You're set for life.
Yeah.
You're good, dude.
So, I mean – I don't know.
Papa J says John Gruden would get my vote if we fire Kyle Shanahan. No, I'm not.
I'm not fuck Gruden.
I would rather take Bill Belichick, even though I think Bill Belichick is a Tom Brady merchant. Karen in the house. When things go south, Kyle can't adjust and change on the fly. Remember, it took Andy Reid a long time to finally win. I do think it's almost bar for bar kind of like Andy Reid-esque. It really is. It's kind of – and I do think that getting fired and being humble does change you, and that might very well happen to Kyle Shanahan, realizing that he's not as invincible as he thinks he is. And that's probably what happened to Andy Reid. I always liked Andy Reid. I was actually shocked when the Eagles fired him at the time. But yeah, I do think it's almost bar for bar happening to that. Once Kyle Shanahan wins a Super Bowl, man, all of it could be over. But winning Super Bowls is not very common.
Never.
What's the? I think only like 10 teams have won a Super Bowl in the past 20 years or some shit. Like it's not that many. Like you can't. I think people are underestimating how hard it is to get there and also win one. The Chiefs are just making it look easy, and the Patriots are making it look easy. And outside, I just no. We have to throw Pearsall. I do agree. Pearsall needs to get involved more. That's probably what's going to happen here. Final score 34-31 Niners. Hey, I'll take that. I will take that score.
I'll take it. Yeah, I don't care.
I'll take that. I expect the defense to falter in this. So that's going to happen. 49ers Sports agreed. Oh, yeah. 49ers Sports in the house. Oh, my God. I almost forgot you, dude. They need to run the ball. I agree. They need to run the ball. Dude, we're reward runners. We play better in our underdog away jerseys anyway. Kick ass and us. Santa Clara, dude. All right. We're balancing out here.
Yeah, we're about even on the road and at home. So we're shit on both.
As feels possible and run the ball. Yeah, that's Poggy's plan there is to just run the ball and try to keep them on offense. I do
control the clock.
Get dunks, try to control the clock. Don't try to go deep or try to do anything crazy. I agree with that. Just get it into CMC's hands as fast as possible. Give it to Debo's hands as soon as possible. Give it to Kittle's hands as soon as possible. Like my expectations. What are your expectations for the game?
I don't know. I think I want to think that Shanahan's going to be able to take Brandon Allen and say, look, we're going to give the ball to our three running backs. We're going to let them control the game. We just need you to make short little passes, short little reads. Your 1 and 2s aren't open. Tuck it and run.
Don't do anything crazy.
Don't do anything crazy. I know he doesn't tuck and run. I'm just telling you, Tuck it and run, you big son of a bitch.
I can run for those 2 yards, man.
Yeah, just get us a couple of yards. That's all we need for the time being, because you know what? I don't want you throwing that ball to the wrong team.
Do you think on this? I'm going to predict this. This just kind of came to my mind. I think Kyle Shanahan's going to use both quarterbacks. I think he's going to use I think he's going to use Dobbs for read option plays. I think that's going to happen.
Or Debo.
So, like, you know how, like, Steelers, well, think about it. Think about it. The Steelers are doing the same thing with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Just use Justin Fields on read option plays while they use Russell Wilson for passing plays. It's possible that I think Kyle Shanahan should do that because Dobbs is fast. He can make it happen. And if you got dual threat out there, you don't know if Dobbs is going to throw it. I think he's going to use both. All right. Yeah, and I want a text from you saying, fuck, you were right when it happens. So I think it's going to happen. All right. So the score is, we got to do a score prediction. Then we'll get to our predictions. We'll talk about the rest of the NFL. We just talked about the 49ers, how doom and gloom, but I still believe at the end of the day, I still believe we can still win. It's the NFL. Seahawks stole a win from us. Now we just got to steal a win from the Green Bay Packers. It's doom and gloom.
Terrible. I fucking lost to the Seahawks. That's so frustrating.
And keep in mind, guys, Poggy's most hated team is the Seahawks, so he feels it. He feels it. All right. So the Packers are favored by 5.5 points. Do you think they're going to win by more than 5.5?
No.
No.
I think it will still be somewhat close because I believe that Shanahan can use the running game to his advantage with all the pieces that we have. And if he gets back into doing more motions and moving players around, he hasn't done that as much as he used to. I'd like to see him move the players around a little bit more. And if he can do that, I think that would be a big impact on the game. And so
no, I'm playing Purdy.
You know what? I'm going to say, what's the weather like in Green Bay right now?
I think it's going to rain. Isn't it in Levi's? I thought it was in Levi's.
Is it in Levi? No, it's in Green. We're on the road. We're in Green Bay.
I think it's raining. What does it say?
Well, let me check.
That could benefit us. That could be a bonus. I know they play in the rain. I get that, but players are players. Hands are hands. They could slip from anybody. Santa Clara says 26-20. I don't mind that score.
42 degrees. It doesn't have any rain.
No rain.
Tonight, yeah, rain tonight. So we're good. Wow. Good for running.
That's what I was curious. That's what I thought you were thinking of was the score. That's trying to remember your score.
I should say 24-21.
24-21.
And I'm just gonna go for the Niners. I'm gonna go ahead and put the Niners out there.
Hey, I like it. I like it. Let's go. I'm gonna also say the 49ers because I just can't. I can't do that.
Well, I think our rushing game is going to be the difference, and I somehow want to believe that Shanahan's going to go, oh, yeah, you know what? I do have 3 running backs. And I have – I forgot to use the leading rusher in the NFL the last couple of weeks. Maybe I should start using him more.
Jordan Mason.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan
Mason. Yeah, all right, so can I get 2 scores then? Like, okay, so you're obviously going for the 49ers, obviously, so you have your 49ers score 24-21. But let's go with, like, if the Packers win, what do you think the score is going to be?
I'll say 27-17.
27-17. I like that score too. I'm going to say 30-20. Okay. If the Packers win. 49ers, I think the score is going to be 2017 49ers. Mm-hmm. That's what I think will happen if the 49ers win.
Yeah, I think a field goal.
I'm going to self-deprecating and go for the Packers. Maybe reverse psychology work. Maybe, dude. Maybe if you make it a trap game, if everyone just says Packers, you could turn it into a trap game and we win it. I like that thought process. Let's do that.
Great thought process, buddy.
Great thought process. All right, so that's the over-under. I'm going to take the over on 44. I know I just said 49ers 2017, but I think the Packers are more likely going to win. So the 30-20, I'm going to take the over. You just took the under. Sorry, you took the over yourself too. So one of us has to cave on that.
Well, we still have to pick all of our games. So
we still have Bird game, so let's see if we need a tiebreaker or not. So yeah, we'll do that. All right, so we bring up pick'ems right now. We're kind of slacking on that. Let me bring it up. Boop. All right. So before we get into the predictions, this is the who's going to win the prediction fucking game where who predicts more wins throughout the week and they get 1 point. So Poggy's in the lead with 7-4 right now. I'm 4-7. Bad look. We can still do it. We're going to pull the 49ers, okay? All the odds are against us. We're down by 3 weeks, okay?
I'd be careful with those words. We're going to 49ers.
We're going to do it, man. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen. Val in the host. We're going to make it happen. We're going to come back. We're down 3 weeks. We're going to do this. We're going to take down Poggy. All right, enough with his shit talk. I've had enough with it. All right, let's go. He's 7-4. I'm 4-7. Let's do it. Vikings at Bears. Who do you got?
You want to do that one over?
What?
No.
All right.
Reset. So let's start that over.
Vikings at Bears.
Well, this is a tough one, right? I mean, is this your trap game? Last time they met, it was 12-10.
True. And
but
like
that was
said,
last.
Young
I mean, that was last
earth.
year. So, anyways, Vikings. I think Vikings beat them. It's probably snowing in Chicago too.
I got the Vikings too, and you got a good point there, Greg. The Bears have blown many games, but I also got the Vikings too. Lions at Colts. Patriots at Dolphins.
Yeah, why are you even asking the Lions at Colts? I think Lions win out the rest of their season at this point.
Yeah,
yeah. Miami at New England. This is a barn burner, huh?
I feel like this is a trap game because wasn't this close last time too? Didn't they play? It was close last time.
15-10. Yeah, Miami won. I still think Miami's going to win.
Yeah, I got Miami winning that too.
I mean, they're better defense. I knew New England's one of the worst offenses. So,
all right. I'm just gonna write down the ones we disagree with, so that way that's just more apparent. Buccaneers at Giants.
Is it snowing in New York?
Papa J's got Lions. We got some Lions people. We got Vikings are frauds. Greg obviously hates the Vikings. God damn.
I'll go Bucks on this one.
Michael says 3-1. You got the Bucks in this one. I got the Bucks too. That's obvious. You know, no Daniel Jones. No Daniel Jones. Oh, I forgot to ask you, by the way, what do you think of the 49ers picking up Daniel Jones?
No?
I'm not saying pick him up on waivers. I want to make that clear right now. Not paying the man $40 million. I'm talking about like, hey,
I think he's gonna get paid by somebody else. Yeah, I think he'll get I think somebody will offer him a contract, a team that will need him.
Well, what team they needs him? Like Dallas Cowboys, but they're out of it, so I don't know why they would do that.
Who are the teams that are in the hunt? I heard.
Let's look at these teams. Panthers wouldn't take them right now. Chiefs would take them as a backup, maybe.
Yeah.
Same boat as us though, where we need the backup more though. Broncos are not going to. They're fine where they're at. Green Bay Packers. Yeah, I think the 49ers is probably the best fit, dude.
Maybe. I mean,
just for his future, if he has a better chance of playing, right? So I think that for him, even if he took less money, I think he should take the 49ers team. But I'm not talking like paying him 10 mil or anything like that. I'm talking like paying him like one vet minimum, you know? And if he wants more than that, then fine, let him go somewhere else. That's fine. But I think logically for him, and I think good for us, because he is the best backup, right?
Yeah. A lot of teams Baltimore or Minnesota.
Yeah, I could take him because Sam Darnold is coming back to earth, like you said. So Minnesota, maybe, yeah.
Play like Sam Darnold should.
You know.
Okay, where are we at?
All right. Dallas Cowboys at Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah, I got Commanders too.
Debo. Where's Debo been?
Debo?
Prime.
What's that?
Where's Debo Prime been? I haven't seen him in the chat for a while.
Debo Prime?
Yeah, he hasn't been in the comments.
Debo. We had somebody named Debo Prods. No,
Prods, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Strawberry says Lions. Santa Clara says Bucks. We got Strawberry with Miami. I think Dobbs should be QB. Should have been QB2. I 110% agree. I agree with that too. But we'll find out. Dolphins, Tampa Bay, Bucks. No to Daniel Jones says Strawberry. We talked about this earlier in the live, and he was very passionate about not picking up.
I don't think Daniel Jones will fit in any better than Brandon Allen or anybody else. But I mean,
he would do better than Brandon. The only problem is that Daniel Jones would have to pick up the playbook.
The playbook, and at the end of the season, and I think it's too late. You're not going to get him to start and make a playoff run with us. So,
well, I'm talking about paying him like $1 million, Papa. I'm not talking about paying him like that much. Commanders,
no, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Strawberry, we are going to find out in a couple hours. Allen probably fits better into Kyle's offense. Probably, yeah, definitely. Just because, like we talked about earlier, that Kyle doesn't like rebels as his quarterback, and Dobbs is a rebel while Allen will just do the scripts. So, Dallas Cowboys and Commanders, you obviously picked the Commanders. I also picked the Commanders. Dallas Cowboys are in shambles.
They're shit, yeah. Come on, Panthers.
Let's go, Panthers.
Worst team in the NFL. I think they've been outscored by 100 and some odd points. 32 points.
This could be it, man. I mean, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, right.
Kansas City Chiefs. You got Chiefs?
Just skip that one. Yeah, why we even have to answer that?
Tennessee Titans at Texans.
I mean, same thing. Tennessee has the second best defense in the NFL. Its problem is their offense is trash.
Yeah, but the Texans have been struggling up and down, though.
I think the Texans are going to dominate Tennessee. I don't think that. Yeah, the Queef
is a funny word. That's such a funny word, just in general.
Texans for sure.
Texans, yeah, we got that as well. So far, we agree on every game. Broncos at Raiders.
Broncos.
The 49ers, that we already talked about that one. Cardinals at Seahawks.
So
there's what you want, or do you think is going to happen? Because it's okay. It's okay for you to pick the Cardinals and be happy if the Seahawks win. That's fine. So it's just, who do you think is actually going to win, though?
I think it's going to be wet, raining. Man,
it's gonna be
if Seattle has to depend on the run game that doesn't exist, it's going to be Arizona.
The Seattle Cardinals.
I'm going to say Seattle, and I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, like 13-10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is where we disagree. I want the Seahawks to win, obviously, because we talked about it. But I'm going to pick the Cardinals in this one. I think the Cardinals are going to win this one. But I want to be wrong.
I think the ball's going to slip out of Kyle Murray's
tiny ass fucking
He's got tiny hands, yeah, because in the rain.
Dude, I know we haven't talked about this, and I know it's a very old joke, but he's so fucking tiny, dude. So tiny, dude. Him, Bryce Young, bro, looks so fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It looks like a mod on a Madden game where, like sometimes you can play the tiny player. It looks like that, dude. It looks like a child is out there. All right, anyways, get off that. Eagles at Rams.
Eagles.
Eagles too. It just hurts. I don't want to say Eagles. Ravens at Chargers. This is a Monday game.
I'm going to say Chargers. I know you're going to probably go Ravens, but I'm just going to say Chargers just to be different.
Because we only disagree with one game so far, right? Which is the Cardinals at Seahawks game, and then it would be this one if I pick the Ravens. But the Chargers right now are hot. They're feeling themselves.
And their defense is really good.
Santa Clara says Chargers with this one. Strawberry says both teams could lose. Santa Clara's going, obviously. And then Strawberry's got Ravens.
That Chargers defense is fucking hot right now. And I don't think Lamar Jackson.
He's kind of getting a little bit.
He hasn't played good against good defenses. So.
Fuck, dude. Dude, this is hard as shit. Ravens or Chargers, dude. All right, guys, I need your help. Strawberry says Ravens. Santa Clara says Chargers. I need you guys' help. What do you guys think? I can't decide.
Can't use the chat.
No, they're helping me out, man. I'm getting their opinion. They're not telling me.
Don't tell him anything.
Ratbirds are going to get zapped. All right. So far, we got two options. Right. I need a tiebreaker here. That's a good point. Ravens defense has been bad. Chargers could put up points. I don't want my W coming off a Cardinals or fucking Seahawks game. I really don't. Is there another game I could pick? That could be a trap game. That's definitely a loss.
That's one game that we disagree on. So it's like one of us are going to win based off that game. So who even cares? It's a lose-lose. Well, yeah, it could be a lose-lose for either of us. So
I'm going to go back and pick Seahawks, and then I'll pick the Ravens.
Right.
I'll just do that. I know this is stupid, and I shouldn't do this. It's the Harbaugh Bowl, but John Harbaugh is 1-0 against – I'm not happy. Oh, God, dude, if you win this, it's over, dude. If you win this, it's over. And I'm thinking about it way too hard.
You're really –
I want to win. You're not losing, so you don't know what it's like. You're not losing, so you don't know where to come from. All right, so I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go with
Ravens are terrible on the road. I'll just say that.
And it is AFC game, not an NFC game. Yeah, I'll take Chargers, and it's gonna come down to Seahawks versus Cardinals game. I think the Cardinals are gonna beat this.
Chargers are really good at home. But
no, fuck it. Let's go back to. I'm going back. I'm sorry. It's it. I'm picking the Ravens. It's close. It's done. I'm done.
Proud of you.
Done.
Okay.
Who'd you pick? Papa J picked Baltimore. Let's go. Okay, that was the tiebreaker. All right. So we've just got done picking all the games. That's everything. We talked about Daniel Jones. Talked about Brock Purdy being out, Bosa being out, and how we predict this game to go south. We predict that the defense is going to allow a deep bomb probably. It's probably going to allow a big run here and there. It's just up to the offense. Can they cancel out the big play by the defense? That's my expectation. However, anything can happen in the NFL. It's possible that scheme could be a big factor here because Kyle Shanahan his scheme does tend to do well against Packers. So it could be that kind of type of game.
Yep.
Thang Dang says, how much are we losing by? Poggy says less than 5.5. I know that. 3 points.
10.
What?
Didn't I say? I said 24. What did I say?
27-17. Oh, that's your actual prediction. Yeah, so he's got him losing by 10 points. I got us losing by 10 points as well. It's just, I don't see how this defense can slow down this offense. I understand that they struggle with the Bears. Bears have a good defense. And they're also divisional games. Divisional games are not the same as other games. So, yes, there's a high chance the Packers are going to win, but I'm not going to sit here and give up. I still believe. I'm pretty damn sure Poggy would take a loss and pick them if 49ers win. True, but it's not coming down to that, though. If it was, yeah. 10-42 Packers, yuck. Jesus Christ. You think we're getting obliterated? Did you think it's a little high, man? That's a little far. I don't think we're getting obliterated like that. Do you think we're getting obliterated, Poggy?
No.
I don't think losing by 10 points is obliterated. I don't think we do. If we lose, do we rest Purdy next week and say screw it?
Depends on his shoulder, in my opinion. I say if his shoulder's sore and the Cardinals win this week, then I think we'd start looking at that. Because Cardinals will be 3-0 in the division. And then, it's going to be tough for us. It's going to be an uphill battle because they definitely hold the upper hand. And we
but 3-0 still means they get 3-3, though. They can still split.
But they have the easier schedule, too. So I think it's a tough one. I think if Purdy's shoulder's sore enough, you just rest him.
I think if we lose this game and he could throw the ball, play him. And if Brandon Allen's bad, I think the opposite. I think you should play him.
Brandon Allen's terrible. Yeah, I don't know. You don't want to injure him. You don't want to injure him more on a hope.
Yeah, but if you lose, like you said, though, if you lose to the Green Bay Packers and Bills, it's over, right? So you might as well just play. You might as well play him at that point because you need him. Because if a bum shoulder Brock Purdy is better than Brandon Allen, you know what I mean? And that's gonna be up to the coaches to decide, though, right? That's gonna be up to the coaches to look at Brock Purdy and look at Brandon Allen and look like which one's a better option. But I think if these two games are that crucial, and we have to win one of them, because like you said, the Lions game is we can just scratch that one off. These two, we have to win one of these games. We can win the other games against we can win against the Bears, we can win against the Dolphins, we can win out except for but we just can't lose these two games. So I think we should play Brock Purdy if he ends up being a better option than Brandon Allen. But again, the coaching staff is the only one that's going to see him in practice and know if he could do it or not. I do think that if he's hurt, he should still play. So we'll just have to agree to disagree on that one. Hope you're right. I think we are bad. I think Brock busted his shoulder on that first play. I think so too. But all right, that's everything. We got the predictions in. We talked about it. We got the scores in. Brock Purdy both is out. We'll talk about the game. I might go live if the game is on TV. I'll probably go live so we can watch together, watch my reactions together. Poggy, will you be available?
No, not today. I got I got stuff to do. So
I want you guys to know he's only been around for one game. It's breaking my heart.
Well, I'll be watching the game, just
when I'm with you.
not here.
All right, guys, let's go ahead. We're gonna get out of here quick. One last comment. Let's get Strawberry Brock is getting paid. He went to the NFC Championship Super Bowl, way better than many others. It's the market. Yeah, he's gonna get paid. 110%, right? Like, you think he should get paid?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Brock Purdy, like, yeah, $60 million. He's fine. Yeah, because me and Poggy don't think Brock Purdy's a problem here, like, at all. So, all right, let's get out of here. Thank you so much, Santa Clara fella. You were awesome. Love your positivity, Greg Dayton. I hope that you get your expectations are diverted and destroyed, and we win the game. I hope so, man, because you need it. You're 70 years old. You can't use any more pressure on that heart, man. We need you around. Strawberry reacts. Good to see him. Good to see you as well. Always great conversation. Papa J, OG, always awesome. Dang. Good to see you too as well. Karen, good to see you. Who else? I'm not sure. Is there someone else I'm forgetting? Nikita, good to see you. Gotta go through all these people. Hold on. Val, hey, Val showed up. That's right, Val. Hey, that's up, Val. And then Michael, good to see you. Who else? There's one more person. I know there's so many comments. You guys were clutch today. Landon, good to see you, Landon. Greg Dayton, I said hi to you. Karen, I think it's everyone. And then 49ers prods. To everybody who watches this live later, sub. If you haven't subbed already, helps me out a lot, helps me grow, and then one day we'll be monetized, and we'll be doing this shit all the fucking time. Poggy will quit his job, and he will do this all the time. Don't give it. You're gonna be like, you're paid to do this shit. Gotta believe, man. We got the members, so man, we can do it. We can make it happen. All right. Be sure to like the live if you hate the rest of my content, but for some reason you like this live, you love the Wolfie and Poggy show because it's just the shit. Sorry, it's just fucking awesome. Like button helps out a lot. All love, fam. I'll see you next live. Bang, bang, not a gang.